Okay, so my name's Janet Chapman from Tanzania Development Trust and Crowd2Map. Welcome to this January Tanzania mapping group, where we are mostly reflecting on state of the map. We will share the links to the slides and also to the YouTube channel, where we're starting to put the recordings from the conference to people who registered. So we'll share those shortly. But the first thing that we wanted to do in this session is to reflect on state of the map and what people particularly liked, maybe didn't like, lessons learned for next time, and so on. So I'd like to pass first to Harry Kasunga about his reflections. Okay, Harry.
Okay. Hi everyone. Nice to to connect with you again. Once again. So for me, I really learn a lot from different people actually, and I was so happy to meet a lot of people out there, because most of them were been connecting or talking through online meeting and everything. So it was really pressure meeting all of people that have been connecting with them through meetings. But I've also learned a lot from different people. I actually like a lot about Christian Tonga work and Marcel work. They were talking about mobile mapping actually. So I learned a lot of the challenge that people were facing with using mobile mapping in their community. And there is a way forward of improving that. So yeah, and also I think it was a very good experience actually, starting from the day one to social networking, to day 3. So it was really amazing. I mean, people are so helpful, people from different areas, but they were so good in sharing what they know. And I've gained a lot of experience, and it was my first time attending the State of the Map, Tanzania. So yeah, it was really good journey for me. And so yeah, I'm expecting to learn a lot from different people, and I'm looking forward to have a next maybe State of the Map next time. And meet different people too, and learn a lot from their community, because what I learned from there also is just I want to implement it in my community, how people are using OSM data in different perspective, and just to help move toward the SDGs. So yeah, I really appreciate that so much. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Harry. And yes, I think Nicole and I both went to Christian Tonga?
Kristen, yeah.
Kristen Tonga session in Florence, which was absolutely amazing. I think many people said it was the session that they enjoyed the most at that State of the Map. And it was also fantastic to see her again, and I think she's doing really amazing work, particularly on some of the lower end smartphones that we've been using with the digital champions. So incredibly important, and I'm really glad that you connected with her, Harry, because I was talking to her about you and about our digital champions work a lot, and how it would be fantastic to collaborate. So I really hope that's going to be possible going forwards. Nicole, what were some of the sessions that you particularly enjoyed?
Yeah, I was trying to remember the name of the session exactly, but I think it was about like how to use data from open mapping. It was with Hawa and a second organizer whose name I'm blanking. Maybe you can remember, Janet.
Was it a workshop session in small groups?
Yeah,
it was. Okay.
I really enjoyed it. in my day job, I work with corporate mappers. So they're often mapping and we don't really know like what we're using the data for yet, but they want to know. And so I really was curious about that session. And I especially really enjoyed how interactive it was. I also enjoyed the sessions where you were listening to someone, but I really enjoyed working in these small groups and getting to know people. We all took each other's information and hope to keep in touch. So yeah, that was really like one of the highlights for me. And
that's amazing. So in your group session, what examples were people giving about what were they using the data for, or what could they use the data for?
Yeah, it was mostly like hypothetical examples. Like we didn't have one that was, we were kind of just like open skies brainstorming. But one of the ones that really kind of stuck out in my mind was for places to sit down. So it was like if somebody with limited mobility was like struggling to walk, they could figure out like which path they could go that had the best places to rest along the way. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I could identify with that, particularly in Dar es Salaam. Maybe you need to know where the shade is.
Yeah, exactly. Like things like that. So like, you know, of course we had the examples of like health use and, you know, things that you talk about a lot, but I kind of liked these little, like, I don't know, just, I don't want to say fringe examples, but just things that you don't immediately think of that kind of came up as we continued brainstorming. So that was really cool.
Great. I mean, one of the sessions that I really liked was Alpha's session about journeys to school. So I thought that was a really great use case for mapping the very long distances girls were walking, and talking about some of the challenges. And I thought particularly because it prompted a really interesting discussion. So Nicole, any other sessions that you particularly enjoyed?
Oh goodness. I mean, I should have looked at the program before I came to this call.
Don't worry.
But honestly, like I've been to 3 State of the Map. So Tanzania was my 3rd, and it has been my favorite so far, I can say. I'm just super happy that I came, and it was so exciting to meet everybody. And also Dar is the location of my first OSM edit. And so it felt, I didn't find the location of it. I didn't try to find it, but it was just really kind of nice to be like where it kind of all started for me.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so just super thanks to everyone who made this happen. I really hope to come to the next one as well. And I also need to find out what is in that tea, what is in that milk tea. So if anybody knows, please put it in the chat, because I really, it's like so good, that tea. I can't get enough. Thanks, Janet.
Brilliant. Okay. All right. So Emmanuel, are you able to unmute and introduce yourself?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm Emmanuel from Jordan University, Juko Mafa from Tanzania. And actually, I'm happy to be here. And also, I was among the participants to the State of the Map in Tanzania. And let me give thanks to all those who prepared this event, and all participants who participated to the event. Actually, the event was so good, and we got a chance to share the knowledge. And actually, I was among the presenters. I get a chance to present about what the experience I get when I went to the Leadership Summit at Jamaica.
Oh, yes.
And I share my experience with all participants. It was the 2nd day of the event. And actually, it was so amazing. And actually, after turning back at the same time, when we are at the event, one of my colleague, and he's an alumna, Josephat Warwa, also get a chance to participate and share his experience about what he wrote on a project about water management and got a chance to win that project. Also, he will be here. I think he will share the knowledge and what he's going to do on that project.
Fantastic, thank you. And were there any other sessions that you particularly enjoyed during the conference?
Yeah, of course, I enjoyed the session, and one among the session which was so happy to me is about how can we use the OpenStreetMap on developing our chapters, and how can we use the OpenStreetMap to develop our leadership. And actually, I was happy that the chapter from Uganda and the one participant from Malawi show their experience, how they obtain to use OpenStreetMap and how they use to make their open data on developing their knowledge and their experience on how they can develop their chapters. And it was one among the experience I enjoyed, because we are also the new chapter and we are also the new to the youth mapper. It's where I got a chance to meet them and learn how we can develop our chapter and get more to engage. Actually, it was my challenge. How can I obtain more? Can I get more women to be involved in youth mappers? But actually, I learned a lot on how I can engage them, and they can become one among the participants to the youth mapper. And actually, there is one lady from Sierra Leone. Explain much on how the women can be involved on mapping and how can be involved in how to collect data, because they are so need more they need us to push them that they can be involved on open data collection.
Fantastic, thank you. Carolina, are you able to unmute and tell us about your experience? Okay, maybe not. Aisha?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go on, Carolina. Go
Okay,
ahead.
hello everyone.
Hi.
I'm Carolina from Muslim Coast Youth Mappers. I was one among the attendees of the State of the Map Tanzania, and actually I have enjoyed and learned a lot from different people. It was very interesting and a good thing, meeting people and learning from each other, sharing the experiences, so we gained a lot. And one of my best session was on QGIS training, actually on how to create maps or simulation maps. Actually, that was my very best session, and I've learned a lot and enjoyed.
Yes, that was the 3 days advanced GIS with Map Action, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, fantastic. So in the YouTube channel, I've put some of the feedback from the two trainers to looking at people's maps. So I will share the link to the YouTube channel later. Any other session? Did you manage to go to any other sessions that you enjoyed, Carolina?
Yeah, but I was also interested on this Resiliency Academy, on how they were shared their projects, how they are doing. Actually, I was interested because I saw there are a lot of opportunities that youth can engage, because they are mostly interested on enrolling youth on their interns and equip them with some skills on how they can use the skills to develop themselves and solve the communities. That was very interesting, actually.
Yes, indeed. So currently Resilience Academy is doing industrial training in 4 universities. I think University of Dar es Salaam, RD, Sokoine and Moshi Cooperative, I think. So if people are from those universities and don't know about Resilience Academy, I would really urge you to find out more. Okay, thank you. Aisha, can you unmute?
Yes, hello everyone.
Hi.
Volunteer with Uganda, OpenStreetMaps Uganda. Fortunately, I don't have a lot to share today because I was joining online and I struggled with the audio.
Okay.
But I was up what was happening on Twitter and people posting. So well done, guys. Thanks for your good work.
Thank you, Aisha. Yes, we did have some challenges with the Wi-Fi and so on. I'm hoping that the recordings are better, and we are in the process of processing them, and they will be on the State of the Map Tanzania YouTube channel very soon. There's a few there already, and I'll share the link, but hopefully those will be better. And we'll also be sharing the links to the presentations, which hopefully will also be useful.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. Josephat, can you unmute? Josephat, are you able to speak?
Yes, madam, I'm able to speak.
Okay.
I'm Josephat Alama from University of Aridhi University in Dar es Salaam.
Okay.
Yeah, our chapter is kindly new because we are updating some features, leadership and whatever, but I have a huge experience in the issue of GIS knowledge. The event which was done 2 days back, we sent some people there to volunteer and learn some stuff in the application of GIS. So I have much experience. Institution which able to cooperate with us students in university like Resilience Academy, Map Action, OpenStreetMap. So I have experience on them. They are very contributing to learn on issue of GIS and mapping, collection, data and management. So this technology is very applicable and very useful in the issue, especially issue of solving environmental problems. I'm really glad, and I have too much experience. Also, one of industrial training I conducted in 2022 was based on knowledge of GIS. I used in making suitability map for land ferries, assessment of morphometric features. I conducted this study at a Mbeya City Council in the southern highland of Tanzania. So that is all I can say, madam. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. And if you have a link that you'd like to share, that if you can put it in the chat, then I will circulate it to everybody who registered. That sounds really interesting.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you. Nokia G10, are you able to speak? Maybe not. Okay, what about Judy Mart? Judy Mart, are you able to unmute? Okay. Joe, is your microphone working now? Do you want to try?
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Yes, as I've been introduced earlier, I'm Joseph Mangwala from Jordan University College, Youth Mappers. On my side, what I of course I'm going to share what I've been I experienced in Map Tanzania. Of course, I enjoyed the presentation from Hel Kasunga and Carolina there. They taught us on how we can use organic map, OSM, and this is a platform in which students or mappers can use in collecting data through their smartphone. They are easy to use. They are free, available. Of course, I enjoyed the session after being attending the session with Ms. Kasunga online. I met with him there, and I enjoyed the session. Another thing that I can share concerning the state of the map, and then from OpenStreetMap from Uganda, they are good. Of course, I enjoyed. I enjoyed how they use the safe sale project in allocating on how they can help community there to allocate boats. As we know, these local boats, they don't have something like a compass or whatever to locate to. Someone can not easily know where the boat is, but also in Uganda, they modify something like GPS. So through their project, they enable one to locate and identify where the boat is through the idea and knowledge of GIS. That is what I enjoyed, and of course, I'm communication with the leader there, so that we can see on how artists use mappers in Jordan, we can collaborate with them to come with that technology in Tanzania. Because this issue is not only in Uganda, even in Tanzania, local boats, they are not easy to be recognized where they are. So that is what I can share from the OpenStreetMap. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. I really liked the Map Uganda school program. I thought it was a very interesting use case for teaching IT skills via mapping. So they were setting people up with an OpenStreetMap account, which meant that they had to show them how to create an email address first. And then they were helping people to develop good mouse skills, partly by actually tracing around buildings. So I thought it was very interesting and something that we would like to try and replicate in some of our schools in Tanzania. So thank you. Nima, can you speak? Okay, maybe not. Maybe David?
Yes, Janet, thank
Hi.
you. Yeah, I hope you traveled well. Yes,
Thank you, yes.
for my on my hand, I would like to thank the organizers. I think I learned a lot from the event. Personally, I attended the advanced QGIS, but prior to that, the first day on Friday, I attended the session during the opening of the event, but also I attended the training from Tamba, the introduction to GIS. I think it was one of the training that most of the students were interested to learn a lot from the QGIS, and the second day we got a lot of the students in the class. So I would like to thank Tamba for that initiative, at least to recruit more. We still need a lot of people who can do analysis. We need a lot of spatial analysis, especially to prepare for emergence. That's what we learned from the advanced QGIS training, and it was wonderful. I would like to thank the trainers as well as the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Certainly, if people are interested, all of those materials are available. So I will also send those. I think they were in Google Classroom, I think. So if other people want to work through those materials, then I will share them. Eric, would you like to? I think you joined online, so I don't know how satisfactory that was, but please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm on the East Coast of the United States, and I joined just recently for the GIS Core Mentor Program for the Tanzania Development Trust. And I did attend most of the conference. The sound quality was not very good online.
No.
The agenda looked great, and I saw a lot of energy. So it was very nice to be there.
Thank you. So I will be circulating the presentations, and hopefully the recordings will be better than the live streams. Were there any particular sessions that looked particularly interesting, Eric?
Well, yeah, I think, yeah, I would have loved to be there in person and attend some of the things that were not online, that weren't streamed. So, but yeah, there were a lot of things that looked interesting. Yeah, the QGIS training, I can always learn more about QGIS. That would be one thing.
Yes. Okay. So anybody else want to add any sessions that they particularly enjoyed before we move on? Harry's just dropped and coming back. Nicole, were there any other sessions that you found particularly interesting or useful?
Let me see. I was actually finding the agenda.
Good
I'm looking at
move.
the agenda now.
Yeah.
God, I really enjoyed like every session that I went to. So it's like really, oh, you know what? I'm gonna say the showcasing open mapping grants.
Okay.
I found really interesting. Unfortunately, I cannot remember any of them off the top of my head at the moment, like what the projects were, but I remember finding those really cool. And there was someone named Alan.
Alan from Uganda, I think.
Yeah, I took his information because I remember I found his particularly interested and wanting to contact him afterwards about it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Let me just see.
I also think the people from OSM Somalia were very inspiring, I think.
Yeah,
Mapping
definitely.
Mogadishu, they really deserve credit for that, for their bravery, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. Gideon, are you able to speak? Gideon? Okay. Oh, yeah.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Which sessions did you enjoy at State of the Map?
I had so much to attend with advanced QGIS training sessions. So,
yeah.
But with the private sessions on the first day, they were very nice. They were very enlightening, I think, for all of us, for most of us who had attended the QGIS sessions. We got something to do with what we can later do with open mapping sources and how we can share all that is vital or important for the community to take action in that matters that are of great importance towards supporting sustainable development. So as part of the conference, I really enjoyed it and I learned a lot. I'm looking forward to keep on collaborating with many of us who had been on the conference and those who failed to be with us, to see how we can bring what that the community needs towards supporting sustainable development. I'm from Morogoro, so I look forward to meet some of you close by in the nearby region, and particularly via online platform. I think I'll be able to meet all of you. Thank you, Janet.
Welcome. Yes. So you're from Sokoine or from Jordan?
I'm graduate from Sokoine, but I do work with the SM course with MAPA, but currently I'm working with the Geospatial Technology and Environment, which is an NGO working on GIS, open data, and all that. So I think I'm still part of the team. Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Welcome, Charles. Are you able to speak?
Yes, Janet. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
And thank you.
So you joined online. Were there any sessions you particularly enjoyed?
Yes, Janet. Despite the network problem, I followed the conference online and I enjoyed the first. It's the Mapbox. When we were talking about the Mapbox session, I had the chance to ask a lot of questions, so I did enjoy that one, and it was amazing. Apart from that, I also enjoyed the GIS session, and also the map with AI. I learned something amazing from there, despite the network challenge, but at least I got one or two things from there. Last week, and also the session that's presented by LDP, it was something amazing that I really enjoyed from my end. Yes.
Great. So Eric's one was about QGIS, was it? Or a different one?
Yes, but it's about yes.
Great. Okay. Okay, Njila, can you speak? Maybe not. Okay, Marcel, welcome.
Hi there, good to be here.
Hi. Yes, can you introduce yourself and then maybe say any sessions you particularly enjoyed at State of the Map?
Yeah, sure. I'm Marcel Reinmuth, with the HIGIT, Heidelberg Institute for Geoinformation Technology at the University of Heidelberg. And yeah, as Janet said, I was also taking part in the State of the Map and actually giving 2 talks or workshops, rather talks than workshops. And what I particularly enjoyed, I must say, the coffee breaks. Yeah, I think I said that already during the conference, but yeah, the coffee breaks were for me the most important part. Of course, there were interesting talks on, I think it was Eric presenting on like flood resilience in Morogoro, and yeah, taking from the talks then over to the coffee breaks and like deepening the conversations, extending the conversations on their work, getting to know more people. And yeah, I think that was for me the biggest takeaway. Yeah.
Great. Well, usually networking is the best thing about conferences, particularly if you can attend in person. So thank you. Okay,
Exactly,
so
but
go on. Yeah.
oh, I just want to say that that's also why I'm here. I want to like take part more regularly in these meetups, and yeah, looking forward to stay in the loop, staying connected. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we have this session on the last Saturday of every month, just for an hour, and we hear from different groups in Tanzania and beyond. So I think next time we're going to hear about Jordan University's award-winning work with Digital Earth Africa, and then previously we've heard about flood resilience work, health center mapping, many other different things from different Youth Mapper chapters. Also, I think, Marcel, it would be great if you could share some of your work in a future session. Your workshop was very interesting, particularly, you've developed some very useful tools that I think can help youth mapper groups in Tanzania. I don't know if you could just say a couple of sentences about those.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, depending on maybe in one of the future sessions, I could also do like get a more like deeper in like or in details.
Yeah.
I mean, not depending on like interest. But yeah, basically, yeah, we have a lot of tools to assess OpenStreetMap's evolution. So simple use cases, for instance, like reporting. What has been mapped in a certain region, what is the impact of local mapping, but also, and that is another branch, on routing. How can we use routing to estimate or assess access to certain facilities like healthcare or other services? And yeah, also using that in a more like disaster context, if you have floods or other disasters that cut off infrastructure and therefore cut off population from services. Yeah, but yeah, happy to share more about that in one of the future sessions. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Faraja, can you speak? Paraja, are you able to unmute and tell us about a session you enjoyed?
Yes, I'm led, madam.
Hi.
My name is hi.
Yes, go ahead. Paraja, go ahead. Okay, not sure what happened there. So while we're waiting, I think Njila probably can't speak. But if you want to try again, then please do. Looks like Jacqueline is still connecting to audio, and I don't know what's happened to Faraja. So good to find out about some of the sessions that people particularly enjoyed. Does anyone want to make any other additional comments about what they liked about the conference? Or shall we move on to things that we think could be included in a future State of the Map Tanzania? Was there any things that were not part of the program that you think would be good additions, or anything else you'd like to change? Harry, do you want to go first?
Just give me some second to think, and then I will speak.
Okay, I'll pick on Marcel then. Marcel, were there any things, if you were organizing another conference, what things might you include that weren't on this one?
A tough one, to be honest. I'm still amazed by where you started in 2017, and like what the range of topics that were covered this time. I mean, like drones, for instance, that was not part in 2017. Also, the youth mappers were much a smaller group back then, and also the variety of topics they're working on that expanded a lot. So, and I mean, we also had like people there working in. I was talking to someone into like national park surveillance. So, yeah, hard to think, especially for me, as I don't know well the context, what was missing, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, well, just to say that Marcel was at the first State of the Map in December 2017, where he delivered some mostly QGIS training, I think, wasn't it, Marcel?
Yeah, actually,
and
QGIS, JOSM, maps.me.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it was two very intense days. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Nicole, what do you think?
So like in terms of like topics, I really feel like it was like perfect. The only thing that I maybe struggled with a little bit was sometimes I was unclear like when things were happening.
Yeah.
Or where they were happening. And so there were a couple times where like I finally made it to my destination to realize that like even though it was the time it was, like I was somehow in a different session at a different place. But coming from a place that is like very regulated and everything is on time all the time, it was actually kind of a welcome reprieve from that. Like I kind of enjoyed like a little bit of the go with the flow of it. And I feel like it gave, instead of kind of, you know, being on a rigid schedule that I was trying to like get the best out of everything, I feel like it allowed me more to focus on the people around me and connecting with them, which I really enjoyed. So in a way it was a win.
That's a very positive spin on the fact that the lunch was 2.5 hours late on the first day.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's my piece.
Oh, good. Yes, well, that's an interesting perspective. I think we were definitely on Africa time rather than German time mostly.
Yeah, but that was nice for me. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. Right. Eric, was there anything that you would have liked to see on the program that wasn't there?
I would have to say that I'm not too keyed into things on the ground there, so I'm going to say the agenda was good. I think with a little more involvement, I would have a little more input, but right now I can't say anything.
Fair enough. Okay, anyone else have any ideas for future sessions that they would like to see? Charles.
Yes, Jared. I want to make a comment based on since I joined online. I attended the State of the Map Africa 2020, the one that we had. It was full online, and I can testify that we never faced any challenge in terms of technical support. I think when it comes to State of the Map Tanzania that we had, I think we faced a lot of technical support where the conference has already started, but online it's not visible. So we had to wait for maybe we waited for 30 minutes, close to 1 hour, while the session has already started. That's when we were connected. So I feel like it's important next time when we are planning, we try by all means to test these things before we actually start the State of the Map. And another thing is about I don't know how you manage time that side. Sometimes we're told like, okay, we are coming back at 2 p.m. and find that we wait online up to maybe 30 minutes after that 2 p.m. or 40 minutes. That's when the online session will start again. So I feel like when you look at inclusive of those people who cannot attend physically, you look into the technical support part. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Yes, that is very true. There were definitely a lot of issues on the streaming side, and I think probably we were trying to be too ambitious having the hybrid platform. I think it would have been better just to only to put it into YouTube. And yes, there were also issues around the timings. Having a hybrid conference, as this was, I think is much more challenging than having just a totally online conference where you're only thinking about the Wi-Fi. You don't have, and you're in a place that presumably has a good network, whereas really we were moving between venues and the Wi-Fi was definitely a challenge. So yes, point taken. That definitely could have been improved. And I think this was a learning experience. And part of the reason that Jeffrey Katarega from Map Uganda and HOT came was to try this out with a view to making the State of the Map Africa conference in December also hybrid. So hopefully that will be a bit more successful from a streaming point of view. So yeah. And any other things that could have been better that you'd like to see next time? Gideon.
Everything was perfect from my side.
Oh, go on. Yeah, sorry. Go on, Charles. Finish.
All right. So I'm saying, just looking at how inclusive was the conference when it comes to young people. One of my major concern, I think it was amazing and it was perfect. And we look forward to the future where we'll see also more young people, just like we had in Tanzania. But we are looking at the global, maybe when we are Force 4G or any other global conference where we can have a lot of young people and you give them space to present what they do in their community. I think that was perfect on that side. Thank you.
Thank you. Gideon?
Thank you, madam. Thank you. As from my views, like I would like for the next conference to have a more considerable inclusion of the government officials, because it was very unfortunate, if I'm not mistaken, there was no government official who was invited to be part of the conference, because I take this as it's the government who perhaps are the key consumer or the key user of the most of the issues that we spoke about or we just shared there. So I'm looking forward maybe in a proper way that the organizers will see in the next one. Like we should have some several government officials who perhaps should have a very impactful representation of their offices or institutions that will foster to have a proper collaboration between we who are working on non-profit or private organization on open data and open mapping, so as we can at least come into more closer contact and collaboration with the government. I think from these perspectives, there will be more thing to learn, because I see and we had observed all the way together that the government should be given the best priority in making them able to understand and make proper use of the efforts that we are contributing on open mapping. That's what I think. On the issue of gender balance and all that, it was very perfect. There were no questions like why this gender, why that. And on the coverage across Tanzania, it was very good. I've seen colleagues from, I think, all over parts of Tanzania. And it was good to see also colleagues from countries around. So I think for the next one, all this, if we'll be included with more government officials being part of the conference, I think it will bring more impact as we see as we are moving on. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very good point. Josephat?
Oh, thank you, Madam Janet. I also would like to thank you for the previous commentators on their comments for the development of this project. I have some few things to comment. Although the last training was wonderful, as I get feedback from the members who presented us as our mappers. So one of my comment, the first one, I would like to comment that on a next training, I would like to say that the first session, it need to base on basics of youth mappers. For example, there is the issue of mapathon. A lot of chapters are new and they're not familiar with this project. So I would like to comment if there is any schedule implementation, new schedule to be implemented for training those new chapters on this issue of mapathon and basic technology or basic knowledge of mapping. For example, use of JOSM. I would like to comment you guys to schedule a plan which will enable this new chapter to get knowledge on this basic technology or basic concept which involved or used in mapping through this sites. Also, I would like to comment on the issue of creating a plan of having regional volunteers. For example, last time I get difficult, I applied on the issue of as a geospatial expert in map action, but unfortunately I wasn't selected because I was under standard. And one of the standard, they commented to me that I can be a regional volunteer, but the issue of international, it's kind of impossible. So I sat down and think that if we really have regional volunteers and this issue for GIS, issue for mapping action, it will be good. So I would like for the next training for you guys to come with this idea of creating enough regional volunteers in order to create a correlation between the international and local to maintain a flow of knowledge, a flow of information, to maintain more opportunities. And the last one, I would like to cement on the issue of gender. Of course, the gender was balanced, but still there are a large number of, especially our friends, girls, I mean, female, they're outside, they are not inside. So I would like to comment that if there is any plan or any program, for example, us in our mappers, we have a program of girls map. We just extracted it from the one of objective of youth map. So Our aim here is to motivate these girls at the university to be included in the issue of mapping, database management, and whatever. So I would like to comment on the next training to come up with a new program which will basically activate this issue of gender. We have to neutralize completely the issue of gender. We need to have very well balanced. We need to have a lot of female experts. We need to have a lot of male experts. That is all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Josephat. So in terms of the mapping training for new chapters, unfortunately, Eric isn't here at the moment, who is the Youth Mapper Ambassador, but I think there is going to be a new Youth Mapper Ambassador in Tanzania very soon. So hopefully they can be involved and do some training specifically for new chapters. I know there's also a new chapter in Tabora that needs training. Harry has been doing a lot of training via Zoom every week via the WhatsApp group that we have, which I will also share the link at. And certainly youth mappers have had some very good programs around gender and recruiting more women mappers. So I think there will be some more initiatives on that front, but I will also try and find out. And it was really great to have a session with female mappers at the conference sponsored by GeoChicas. And we at that session, we also talked about other potential sources of support for female mappers, such as women in GIS, African women in GIS. I don't know if Nicole or anyone else knows of any others that potentially we can try and get involved with. But finally, I wasn't quite sure what you meant by the regional volunteers, if that was a youth mapper thing or this was related to map action volunteers.
This was the issue, or the I can say the challenge I encountered in map action, but
okay.
I come with the idea that if it will be implemented also in a youth map, it will be great to have a region. When I say region, it means we have a national ambassador, like as you said, Eric was the ambassador of Youth Map in Tanzania. So we needed to have more connection with the other parts of Tanzania. There are so remote areas in which we need to map them, in which we need to have the details in a database of mapping database. That is what I mean.
Okay, all right. So we're pretty much out of time, but I don't know if Harry wants to comment at all on youth mapper training.
I think they have a timetable for those trainings, but also if you have a challenge in your chapter, Youth Mappers, you can always reach out to Eric or me, and we can arrange on how we can, support on the training and everything. Because we normally train the small youth mappers, the new ones, on how they can use some tools and how they can use how can they use open data and some GIS related topic, and then we leave them so that they can do a lot of challenge, because there are some of the challenge and training also that they are providing. The youth mapper, you have to register yourself and you will receive some training and some of the certificates. So I think for the issue of training, you can really reach out to Eric or me. And if I also train every week for the people who are really interested on, open data and GIS related topic every single week. So yeah, you can join in our group also.
Thanks, Harry. Yes, I would really recommend people join that group, and I'll put the link in the notes. Nicole, I don't know if you wanted to say anything about gender, particularly any groups that are working to support female mappers and GIS people.
There's Women in Geospatial. Then there's also something called, I think it's called Drone by Design.
Oh, okay.
1 second, let me just look. They sent me, they're like running like drone training workshops for women. I think it's called Drone by Design.
Okay.
And then Open Heroines is another one that isn't
Yes.
specific
Yes.
to mapping, but just to open data in general. Those are the kind of 3 off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. So we're out of time, but really great to see so many new faces here, and look forward to speaking in February. I'll send the recording and the links and the Eventbrite for next time to everyone who registered. If you didn't register, if you drop me an email, I will also send them to you. So thank you. It was great to see so many of you in person, and happy mapping. Thank you.